This is Retro Sports Radio. Visit RetroSeasons.com for more sports history.
Alex Rodriguez will be batting third and playing shortstop. The first baseman will be Rafael Palmeiro batting fourth. Ruben Sierra will be batting fifth and be the designated hitter. The center fielder will be batting sixth will be James Kapler. Chris Magruder, former University of Washington standout, will be batting seventh and playing right field. The third baseman will be Scott Sheldon batting eighth. Marcus Stinson will be the catcher and batting ninth. And Nick Helling, the right-handed pitcher on the mound with a 12-10 record and a 5.11 ERA. For Lou Piniella and the Seattle Mariners, Ichiro will be out in right field in the leadoff spot. Ross McLemore with a couple of big hits last night will be batting second and playing shortstop. The second baseman, Brett Boone, will be batting third. Edgar, being activated today from his 2-game suspension, will be batting fourth, and the designated hitter, John Olerud, will be batting fifth and playing first base. Stan Javier will be batting sixth and playing left field. The third baseman will be David Bell batting seventh. Dan Wilson will be the catcher tonight batting eighth. Eugene Kingsdale getting another start out in center field this evening will be batting ninth. And on the mound, going for his 20th win for the first time in his career will be Jamie Moyer. Jamie with a 19-6 record and a 3.46 ERA. Jamie again, the hottest pitcher in the game of baseball in the second half. The umpires for this evening's ball game will be Greg Gibson behind the plate, Dana DeMuth at first, Charlie Relaford at second base, and Ron Barnes over at third base. And now for the play-by-play, here's Rico.
All right, Val, thank you very much. What a night out is. The Mariners and the Rangers get ready for Game 2 of the series, and veteran left-hander Jamie Moyer going through his warm-up tosses. Jamie, in his last start last Saturday on September the 29th, lost to the Oakland A's here in Seattle 8-4. That sapped the personal 10-game winning streak for Jamie Moyer. He had won 10 consecutive winning decisions to tie the Mariner Club record earlier this year. Paul Abbott also had won 10 consecutive winning decisions. This guy has been absolutely incredible all year long. Tonight's first pitch sponsored by Brooks Chevrolet in Bellevue. Everybody knows that on Bellevue's Auto Row, nobody gives you the low, low price. Nobody, that's nobody, but Brooks.
Easy for you to get.
Thank you, Val. Frank Catalanato will lead things off, batting .336. It's going to be a long night, folks. Here's the windup in the first pitch of the game. Swung on and popped up, foul, third base side. Over to take a look, David Bell, and he runs out of room. So 0-1 the count on Catalanato, and it's good to see David Bell back in the lineup. He's been out the last 25 days in 14 games with that torn muscle in the left side of his rib cage. Welcome back, David Bell. The Mariners are getting healthy here at the end of the regular season, Val.
Right on time, too. This is exactly what Lou Piniella wanted the last week of the season, being able to run his regulars out there and get them into that postseason mind frame.
Here's the windup and the pitch. Swung on, soft line drive, foul, and out of play down the left field line, and the count right away is 0-2 on Catalanato. Catalanato, the number 3 hitter in the league, batting .336, 11 home runs, and 54 runs batted in. Jamie Moyer ready. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, two-hopper to the second baseman, Brett Boone. Sidearm toss to first is in time to get Catalanato one away. So Jamie Moyer takes care of the first batter that he faces, and that'll bring up second baseman Mike Young. Mike Young batting .249 with 11 home runs and 49 runs batted in, a right-handed hitter. Bobby Jones coaching down at third base for the Rangers. Reed Nichols over at first base. Jamie ready. Here's the windup and the pitch on the way to Young. Strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Jamie Moyer making his 33rd start of the year. Looks in, has a sign from Dan, and delivers 0-1. Swinging a foul back in on a play, and the count is 0-2. Jamie Moyer, fastball, also has a little cutter that he throws on the hands of the right-handed hitters. That changeup, so very effective. That circle change, Val.
That's Jamie's signature pitch, is that circle change that he runs away from the right-handed batter.
Now the windup in the 0-2 pitch. Just a little inside for ball one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The incredible control of Jamie Moyer. Prior to his last start, where he lost against Oakland In his previous 7 starts, he was 6-0. Here's a swing and a fly ball. Right center field. Ichiro coasting over. He's there. Looks up and he makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down for the Rangers here in the first. No score. But prior to his last start, the 7 starts before that, he was 6-0 with a 1.17 ERA. Well, here is shortstop Alex Rodriguez. A-Rod batting 323, leads the league in home runs with 52, and he's third in runs batted in with 135. What a year for Alex. Milestone hit for Alex last night. Besides hitting his 52nd home run of the season, it was his 200th hit of the year. Becomes one of only 4 players with 50 or more home runs and 200 hits in a season. Here's a pitch to him, swinging a foul back and out of play off to our right, and the count is 0-1. The last player to do that, Jimmy Fox. Alex steps back in to face Jamie Moyer. Jamie ready. Here's the windup and the 0-1. Inside with a little cutter for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Long year for the Texas Rangers. Texas with a record of 72 and 87. An incredible year for the Mariners. 114 wins. Here's the pitch. Just a bit outside. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Against only 45 losses. So consistent day after day, month after month. Jamie Moyer ready. Here's the windup and the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a ground ball foul along the third base line. 2-2.
You got to wonder with Alex Rodriguez up at the plate. He's played behind Jamie Moyer for so many years, knowing how Jamie likes to go after hitters, how much Alex is guessing on each particular pitch from Jamie.
Alex 6 for 16 against Moyer. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a ground ball foul again on the third base side. And the ball girl down the left field line makes a nice play. Everybody playing great defense this year, Val.
Even the ball girl.
Not a breeze tonight. Old Glory way out there in left center field, holding very calm on a beautiful night here in the Northwest. 2 games left to go in the regular season. Here's the windup and the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. He got Alex looking with a pitch on the outside corner, and it's 1, 2, 3 for the Rangers here in the first inning. No runs hit theirs and nobody left on, and we are underway. We go to the bottom of the first. Our score, the Rangers nothing, and the Mariners coming up. Okay, friends, join the lineup as the Mariners celebrate their 25th anniversary and defend their American League West Division title in 2002. Deposits for next year's full and partial season ticket plans are now being taken to reserve your seats. All you have to do is call 206-346-4001 during regular business hours. No score, bottom of the first inning. Mariners and the Rangers, and Ichiro will lead things off. Ichiro leads the league, batting .351. Here's the windup by Rick Helling, the pitch. High with a fastball, ball one. Rick Helling, the starter for the Rangers, 12-10 record with a 5.11 ERA. This is his 34th start of the year. He's worked over 200 innings. The windup and the pitch. Swung on, fly ball right field. But it's right at young Chris Magruder, the ex-Washington Husky, with the catch for the Rangers, and Ichiro flies out, one down. Well, let's take a look at Chuck's Auto Supply's two-time in Major League Baseball. How about Jay Buhner? Last night, Jay Buhner, with his 309th career home run, his first home run of the season. We got to mention Bones for that, don't we? Home run number 1 of the year for Jay Buhner, a long way back for Jay. Who's On in Baseball, brought to you by Chuck's Auto Supply, where we say you can do it, and we're here to help. How about this guy, Mark McLemore, 3 hits last night and 3 runs batted in. He takes ball 1 from Rick Helling. Mac batting .287. 5 home runs, 56 runs batted in. Fastball on the way, and it's high. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Mark McLemore back in the lineup last night after missing 5 games with a sore hamstring tendon behind his left knee. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball just outside. Ball 3, 3 balls and no strikes. So it's good to see Mark McLemore back in the lineup. And by the way, he came back on his birthday. And David Bell back for the Mariners tonight. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Fastball for a strike, 3-1, and also foul. Edgar Martinez is back after serving his 2-game suspension.
So that lineup's starting to look a little bit more familiar than what we're accustomed to. So David Bell back in, and Mac.
Here's the pitch, swing and a foul. Off the catcher, Marcus Jensen, and the count is even, but rather full now. On McLemore, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mariners looking for their 115th win. No score, bottom of the first. Here's the 3-2 pitch, up high for ball 4. So Mark McLemore works that count full and then walks. He's on at first base with 1 away, and that'll bring up second baseman Brett Boone. Brett Boone batting .333, 35 home runs. And second in the league in runs batted in with 137. What a year for Brett Boone. McLemore, good speed on at first base, and there he goes. Pitch on the way. Throw down to second by Jensen. It's not in time. Mark McLemore with a stolen base. Mariners have a man out in scoring position.
Rick Helling does not have a good slide step movement towards home plate. Marcus Jensen, the young catcher, behind the plate. Mac Gibble goes off on first movement, gets a tremendous jump, and almost slides past the bag. He dives head first, and his body, he goes over the bag, and he allows his left foot to stay on the bag.
Here's the stretch and the 1-0 pitch to Boone. Strike on the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Mark McLemore, stolen base number 39.
Mariners have been very aggressive on the bases against the Texas Ranger ball club.
4 runs last night in the first inning for the Mariners. Here's the stretch. Helling to turn around and look, but no throw. Diving back to the bag goes McLemore. Rick Helling, the opening day starter for the Texas Rangers. Looks in, has a sign for Marcus Jensen. Here's the stretch. Now the 1-1 to Brett Boone. Outside and off the glove of Jensen. The ball gets behind him, and down to third goes Mark McLemore. Now, from this angle, I don't think that pitch was in the dirt. I think it was just off the glove of Jensen for a pass ball.
It was one of those balls that was right in between hitting the glove and hitting the dirt. Marcus Jensen raises his glove up a little bit too quick. That ball just squirts under through his leg. Allows Mark McLemore to move on over to third base.
The infield is back, so a ground ball scores a run. Here's the stretch, 2-1 to Boone. Swinging a ground ball right to the second baseman, Mike Young. He's got it to throw to first. It's in time to get Brett Boone, but on the play, Mark McLemore will score. The Mariners have a 1-0 lead. So Brett Boone puts the ball in play. Mariners get a run.
Well, it doesn't always take a base hit to get those runs across the board. Brett Boone gets the pitch up out over the plate and just tries to drive it on the ground to the right side. Gets the job done, and the Mariners draw first blood.
So the Mariners get a run with a walk, a stolen base, a pass ball, and an infield out. A 1-0 lead, and here's designated hitter Edgar Martinez. Fastball is up and away, ball 1. 2 out. Nobody on, bottom of the first, and the Mariners have been manufacturing runs all season long. Good to see Edgar back in the lineup. Sitting out the last 2 days. Here's the pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses outside. Ball 2, 2-0 for charging the mound 3 games ago down in Anaheim, going after pitcher Lou Vogt. After he was hit off his wrist, his shoulder, off his left side of his face. Here's a swing and a foul out of play, and the count is 2-1 on Edgar. So Edgar Martinez back in the lineup tonight.
Edgar's also sporting a little goatee. Got some 3-day growth on his face.
I think about 7 or 8 times this year, Edgar has started a beard. That lasted for a couple of days and then gone.
He can start a beard in about 24 hours.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a drive down the left field line. This one is foul. It had the distance. Edgar Martinez just missing a home run down the left field line, and the count is even on Edgar at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Rick Helling gets away with a hanging breaking pitch. Edgar gets out in front of this ball just a little bit and hooks it right in front of the foul pole.
Edgar steps back in. He has 23 home runs on the season. Here's the windup and the 2-2. Low, ball 3, full count. Contact for the Mariners, first baseman John Olerud. Another sellout crowd here at Safeco Field on a perfect night in October. Helling ready. Here's the windup and the 3-2 pitch. Swinging a hook and bat fly ball into left center field. On the run, Kepler and Catalinato, and it's going to be Catalinato who makes the catch for out number 3. For the Mariners, manufacture a run. 1 run without a hit, and we go to the second. Mariners 1, the Rangers nothing.
The delays between half innings are due to commercials, which internet broadcasting frowns upon and deletes.
Friends, discover checking accounts that really pack a punch at Sterling Savings Bank, home of Sterling Power Checking. Featuring free custom checks, unlimited check writing, interest on your money, a free check card, and much more. Sterling Power Checking. Can you handle the power? Mariners lead 1-0. Top half of the second. First baseman Rafael Palmeiro will lead things off. Jamie Moyer, feet close together, stands at attention to get the sign delivered. Strike one called on Palmeiro. Hitting .274. He's third in the league in home runs with 46 and seventh in runs batted in with 120. Tough left-handed hitter. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a ground ball out to John Oliver at first base. Scoops it up, tells Jamie, I'll take it myself. He goes to the bag for the unassisted put out on Palmeiro. One out for the Rangers here in the second. Mariners lead 1-0. Here's designated hitter Ruben Sierra. Just a reminder that tomorrow's game will be a night game, a 6:05 start tomorrow night. Now, these four games, the makeup games that weren't played after the terrorist attacks in Washington and on the Pentagon. And the original Saturday afternoon game for this series was a 1:05 start, I believe, but it's a 6:05 start tomorrow. Here's a swing and a line drive into the gap in the left center field. Extra bases for Ruben Sierra. Up at the ball is Eugene Kingsdale getting to start in center field tonight. Hits the ball into the shortstop, Mark McLemore, and Sierra is in at second base with a one-out double.
Sierra got a little changeup out over the plate. Sierra uses a very heavy bat compared to what most hitters are swinging these days. It's about 34 ounces, 35 inches long. And he got all of that ball as he drove it out into left center field.
So the Rangers have the tying run on at second base. 1-0 Mariners lead, and here's center fielder Gabe Kapler. Kapler batting .263, 17 home runs, and 71 runs batted in. Jamie Moyer looked back at Ruben Sierra. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Kapler takes a little low and outside. Ball one. So again, a reminder, tomorrow night's game, a 6:05 start. And 1:35 on Sunday afternoon to close out the regular season. And again, a reminder for postseason. Much more security for postseason. No backpacks, no bags will be allowed into the ballpark for the postseason. Just a reminder, if you're coming out on Tuesday afternoon for game one of the series against Cleveland. Here's the pitch. Strike called at the knees on Kapler. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Gabe Kapler 0 for 4 last night as the Mariners pounded the Rangers by a score of 16-1. Their 114th win. Moyer ready. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball to third, and it's going to be a fair ball down the left field line toward the corner. Sierra rounding third. He's going to score. Game tied at 1, and at second with a double goes Kapler. And the game is even at 1 apiece. David Bell spun his wheels trying to get to that ball over at third base and went down. And fortunately, David is all right. But give Kapler a double and a run batted in, and the ball game is tied at 1-1.
As David broke to his right foot came out underneath on it. But typically, right before the ball game, the ground crew will let that field down and looked like David slipped and went straight down as Kapler drove that changeup down into left field corner.
1 on and 1 away, and here's young right fielder Chris Magruder, the young man who went to the University of Washington. Born in Yakima. Here's the stretch and the pitch to Magruder. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Came over in a deal from the San Francisco Giants. Batting .200 with Texas, no home runs, and no runs batted in, a right-handed hitter. Magruder started for years with the Huskies, along with a good friend of mine, Ryan Lentz, who was a star third baseman on that ball club a few years ago. The Huskies have turned out some pretty good ball players the last few years, along with Washington State. Jamie Moyer in with a sign. Here's the stretch. The 0-1 pitch is inside on Magruder, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck for the Rangers, third baseman Scott Sheldon. Yeah, good to see David Bell back in the lineup. At third base, here's the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a line drive, base hit into left field. Kapler rounding third, heading home. Up with the ball is Javier. The throw to the plate is not in time. It gets on by Dan Wilson in at second with a single and a run batted in. Magruder goes into second on the throw home. And the Rangers now lead by a score of 2-1.
That's the third hitter in a row. Jamie Moyer's got that changeup elevated in the strike zone. Magruder gets his high changeup right around the letters, and he pulls it into left field. Typically, Jamie Moyer, when he has his success, that ball is down and away from those right-handers. Right now, the Texas Rangers are jumping on those mistakes.
So 2 doubles and an RBI single. Rangers lead 2-1. Magruder on at second base on the throw home by Javier. Here's third baseman Scott Sheldon. The stretch and the pitch. Strike called 0-1. Jamie Moyer with a career-high 19 wins. A couple of years ago won 17. Missed out on the playoffs last year. Suffered a broken kneecap. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Swung on. One hopper out to the second baseman, Boone. Now they've got Magruder in a rundown. The throw to Snell at third. The tag on Magruder. 2 out. Brett Boone 1 step to his right to get the one hopper off the pad of Scott Sheldon. Magruder took off at third, and Boone gets him with a throw to David Bell, 2 away.
This ball is not hit that hard, but Boone gets it on one hop and very alertly takes off at Magruder, charges him, forces him to go towards third base, and makes a good throw to David Bell, who applied the tag.
So a runner at first base with 2 outs for the Rangers. They lead 2-1 here in the second. And here's catcher Marcus Jensen. Right-handed hitter. The pitch to him. A little outside. Ball 1. Jensen batting just 130. No home runs and 1 RBI. Texas taking over the lead here in the second inning. On deck, the leadoff batter, Frank Catalanato. Here's the stretch by Jamie, delivers. Swing and a miss, and there's the good circle change-up, and the count is even on Jensen at 1 ball and 1 strike.
The difference between that one and some of the pitches you threw earlier was that pitch started on the middle part of the plate, but down, and then faded away from Marcus Jensen.
Center fielder Eugene Kingsale shaded into left center field. Mike Cameron with the night off. No stretch and a toss over to first base to get Sheldon back. Jamie Moyer finds that back foot, looks in for the sign from Dan Wilson. Jamie ready. Sheldon a lead at first base. Here's the stretch, and Moyer's 1-1 on the way. Swinging a ground ball foul on the third base line, and the count is 1-2. It sounded like Jensen cracked his bat, but he didn't. 1-2. Big home run to Barry Bonds yesterday in Houston. His 70th home run of the year to tie the Major League record, Val.
There's no doubt about it, too. He knew as soon as that bat connected with that ball, that was way out of the ballpark.
Here's a stretch and across the first base. Sheldon is back one more time. The Giants are now home for the next 3 days against the Los Angeles Dodgers. And Barry Bonds with a few more games to break McGuire's record that he set only 3 years ago. And McGuire hit 70. 2-1 Texas. Here's the stretch and the pitch to Jensen inside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. During that 1998 season when McGuire hit 70, he actually hit 71, but wasn't recorded by the second base umpire at County Stadium in Milwaukee. They had that little fence only a few feet behind the existing wall in right center field. Here's the stretch and a 2-2. Swing and a ground ball wide of third over David Bell. Scoops it up, goes to second. In time to get Scott Sheldon for out number 3. Nice play by David Bell. Welcome back, David. We'll finish that quick story as we go to the bottom half of the second. Our score, the Rangers 2 and the Mariners 1. And we'll be back after this word from the great taste of Bud Light.
You just drive acting crazy, playing the food, and when you pick up the bird, all of a sudden you don't know what to do. Make it a buzz light. Make it a buzz light. It's easy, simple. Make it a buzz light. It'll be alright. Make it a buzz light.
Bud Light beer, and the Blue Member.
How do I love my home? Let me count the ways.
As long as there are houses, there'll be people wanting to improve them. And as long as there's a Home Depot, there'll always be great prices.
I love my Black & Decker drill, my Ridgid saw, my Weber grill. Wow.
We're a big store with a big advantage. Buying power that lets us offer lower prices on over 50,000 home improvement products.
My John Deere mower has a special place in my heart, as well as my garage.
The Home Depot, proud sponsor of Seattle Mariners Radio. At Shucks Auto Supply, we believe in extending the useful life of your vehicle, and we believe we can help you do that at guaranteed low prices. For example, right now at Shucks, you can protect your engine with Pete's Antifreeze Coolant, 2 gallons for only $6 after rebate with coupons. We also print coupons that'll give you $1 off Fram oil and fuel filters, and $2 off Fram air or transmission filters. See our ad for the coupons, or ask for them right in the store. We're easy. Shucks, you can do it. We're here to help. Try shopping us online at shucks.com.
Play Safeway $1 Million Baseball Magic. If a Mariner hits in the cycle, you can win $1 million. Or if any Mariner gets 4 hits in the game, you can win free groceries for a year up to $5,200 in value. And there's a great grand prize from T-Fowl's Appliances. Shop at your participating Safeway store today.
Well, we go to the bottom half of the second. The Rangers now lead by a score of 2-1. Leading things off for the Mariners will be first baseman John Olerud. He'll be followed by the left fielder Stan Javier, and then third baseman David Bell against veteran right-hander Rick Helling. I say a special welcome to the folks from Cutter and Buck up here in the broadcast booth tonight. Sherry Randazzo. Here's the windup and the pitch to John Olerud, and it's outside for ball 1. It's always nice to see folks bearing gifts, huh, Bell?
I'm still waiting for the chicken, though.
Forget about it. Here's the 1-0 pitch to John, and it's low outside for ball 2, 2-0. But again, thanks to Sherry Randazzo and everybody over at Cutter and Buck. David Benary.
Old buddy Dave Benary, former employee of the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah. Remember David when he was just a little kid, an intern here. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a foul off the top of the screen behind home plate, and the count goes to 2-1 on John Olerud. Texas 2 runs on 3 hits in the top half of the second. Mariners getting their 1 run in the bottom of the first without a hit. A walk, a stolen base, a pass ball, and an infield out. Here's a swing and a drive deep to right field. Going, goodbye baseball. John Olerud. A home run ties the game at 2-2. Number 21 on the year for John Olerud. And his 95th RBI. 2-2 tie.
John Olerud gets a little hanging breaking ball on the inside part of the plate. And as we've seen John do so often with that type of pitch, down and in, he deposits it out there into the deep out in the right field.
So the Mariners with their first hit of this ball game off of Rick Helling. No home run to right by John Olerud. Mariners 2, the Rangers 2, and here's left fielder Stan Javier. Here's the windup and the pitch on the way to Stanley, and he takes high, ball 1. Stan was out of the lineup last night, Bell, after spending, about 5 hours in the dentist chair before the ball game. What an addition this guy has been the last 2 years. Batting an even .300. Here's the pitch to him. Strike called, and the count goes to 1-1. Dan Javier, a couple of nights ago, hit a home run to straightaway center field that tied the game against the Angels 3-3. Mariners won the game 4-3 with some great defense in the 9th inning. Here's the pitch. Stanley shows bunt, and he takes it for a strike 1 and 2. There was that close play at home plate. John Olerud firing to Tom Lampkin in time to get Adam Kennedy. Home plate umpire Tony Randazzo made the call. Here's the windup and the 1-2 pitch. Inside on Stanley, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Is you related to Sherry Randazzo?
No.
From Cutter and Buck?
Any relation? No relation to Sherry from Cutter and Buck. And then Ichiro made that incredible play for the final out of the game. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul out of play on the third base side, and the count is still even on Javier. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You know, Stan doesn't hit a lot of home runs, but that was a huge home run down there in Anaheim. And I think as you look at the Seattle Mariner lineup in the postseason, I think you're going to see Stan Javier run out there every day in left field.
The 2-2. High, ball 3, full count. 3-2 on Stan Javier. Everybody contributes on this ball club. Stan Javier at a number of places defensively. Here's the windup. 3-2 on the way. Swinging a foul out of play on the third base side. Still 3-2 on Javier. But, I mean, after all these years, Val, he still can get it done offensively. Look at this. He's working the count 3-2. He's fouling away tough pitches. He's quick. Puts the ball in play. Tough guy to strike out. I put the whammy on him here, though. Here's the windup and the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. I knew it. Strike 3. One out for the Mariners here in the bottom half of the second. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Mariners Radio Network. Welcome back, David Bell. Here he is. Swings at the first pitch and fouls one away, 0-1. So he's getting a chance to test out that left side. He had the torn muscle in the left side of his rib cage. As teams started their workouts coming back after the terrorist attack of September the 11th. Here's the windup and the 0-1 pitch on the way to Bell. Swinging a ground ball to the second baseman off to his right, Mike Young. He's got it to throw to first. Is in time to get David Bell. So 2 outs for the Mariners here in the second, and this 2-2 tie. Well, a big thanks to Don Morris of Blimpie for graciously dropping off the Blimpie sub sandwich before the ball game. It sure tasted great, Don, and was a nice treat for our broadcast team. Dave Valley ate about half of it. Thanks also to Blimpie's for sponsoring our Mariners throughout the year. It's a good sandwich, Phil. Good luck. Here's catcher Dan Wilson. Mariners and the Rangers tied at 2. The pitch. High with a fastball. Ball 1. Dan batting .266, 9 home runs, and 41 runs batted in. Elling doesn't waste any time. The 1-0 pitch. A little low. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Dan. Sign out there in the upper deck in right field. Get well, Carlos. Carlos Guillen. Released from the hospital. That's great news. Battling tuberculosis. Carlos, get well, buddy. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-1 on Dan Wilson.
Talking to Betty Garcia today about Carlos, and said Carlos was in very good spirits and was starting to feel that good recovery. Anytime you get out of the hospital, you know that's a good sign. The doctors are looking ahead.
There's a swing and a foul ball out of play, and the first base tied into the upper deck, and it's 2-2 on Dan Wilson. Well, that's great news to find out that Carlos is finally out of the hospital.
There's no doubt they're going to miss Carlos out there in his familiar spot at shortstop.
Mark McLemore taking over at shortstop in his absence. Here's the pitch. Up and in, ball 3, full count 3-2. But the Mariners overall getting healthy. David Bell back in the lineup tonight. Mark McLemore in the lineup last night. Edgar Martinez coming back from his 2-game suspension. Here's the 3-2 on the way. Swinging a line drive right at Sheldon at third. He makes the catch to retire the side. But the Mariners get 1 run on 1 hit. The home run to right by John Olerud, his 21st home run of the season. We go to the top of the third, tied. Mariners 2, the Rangers 2. Back once again, everybody. Rick Riz along with Dave Valley, producer engineer Kevin Kremen. 1 and 9 out for baseball. Just absolutely perfect as we go to the top of the third. Mariners and the Rangers tied at 2, and Frank Catalanato will lead things off. Here's Jamie Moyer's pitch. Breaking ball, strike 1 called. Catalanato 0 for 1 has grounded out to Brent Boone at second. Jamie ready. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a ground ball up the first base line, foul, and it's 0-2 on Catalanato. Infield, turned around to the right side, way off the line at third base is David Bell. Jamie Moyer, the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a broken bat, ground ball to Hopper, right at Bell at third. He's got it, tossed across. He is in time to get Catalanato one away. And David Bell was played perfectly. Off the bag at third base, that two-hopper hit right at him.
Catalanato had to almost throw his bat at that ball from Jamie Moyer. Jamie threw a perfect pitch, a little bit off the plate. Catalanato threw his bat at the ball and ended up snapping the bat right at David Bell over at third base.
Brings up second baseman Mike Young. The pitch. Swing and a miss and a change down and away. Good pitch. 0-1. Rangers got a lot younger during the course of the year. Andres Galarraga traded away to the Giants. Chris Magruder comes over from San Francisco. Randy Velarde is gone. He's now with the Yankees. Here's the pitch. Blown outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ken Caminiti is gone. During the last offseason, the Rangers went with a number of veteran guys like Caminiti, Velarde, and Galarraga. Here's the windup and the 1-1. Outside, ball 2, 2 balls and a strike.
The Rangers are also missing one of the mainstays of their lineup. Rusty Greer has been out for the majority of the season, but it is certainly a much different ball club than we saw that first road trip down to Texas.
2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss to the change, and the count goes to 2-2. And also, Ivan Rodriguez out of the lineup for the last few months with the knee surgery, but he'll be back when spring training gets underway next February. Jamie looks in, the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a fly ball into left field. Coming up is Stan Javier. He's there, and he makes the catch 2 away. Hey, friends, visit Activate, your authorized AT&T wireless dealer, and get $80 cash back when you activate an Ericsson R289LX. So hurry into an Activate store in most G.I. Joe's and all major malls. Rebates include $50 Ericsson mail-in rebate and $30 service rebate on rate plans $29.99 and higher. 1-year contract required. Here's shortstop Alex Rodriguez. 2-2 tie, 2 outs here in the top of the third. Moyer, the windup, delivers. Low and inside, bounces in, ball 1. Jamie struck out A-Rod in the first inning. Mariners need a sweep of the series to break the all-time record for wins in a season. They need 3 more to break the 116 wins by the 1906 Chicago Cubs. Here's the windup and the 1-0 pitch. Low and outside, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes to count. Mariners have been winning 43 out of 53 series this year, have won with 16 sweeps. Here's the 2-0 pitch to A-Rod. Strike call, 2-1. Outfield playing Alex Sapol, center fielder Eugene Kingsale over in the left center. Dave's guest on our pregame show. Here's the 2-1 pitch inside for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Interesting visit with Kingsale, who's from Aruba and speaks 4 languages. Here's the wind and the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a line drive foul past third base coach Bobby Jones. Full count on Alex at 3-2.
We're starting to see some good players coming out of that area of the Caribbean. Just off the shoreline of Venezuela. Arju Jones is from an island from Curacao. Arthur also speaks 4 languages.
Alex calls time, and he backs out of the box. Game tied at 2. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Moyer with a sign from Dan Wilson. The 3-2 pitch. A-Rod swing and a foul off the glove of catcher Dan Wilson. Just got a piece of it. Still a full count 3-2. On deck, first baseman Rafael Palmeiro. Alex Rodriguez, a long home run last night, beats the right center field. Jamie in with a sign. Here's the 3-2 again. Swinging a ground ball to the shortstop. The backhand it back for more. The throw to first. In time to get Alex Rodriguez from number 3. We go to the bottom of the third here at Safeco Field. It's the Mariners 2, the Rangers 2.
Listen for dial tone.
You are so overthinking this. With signature tracking from UPS, you get complete electronic proof of delivery instantly. You can see the actual signature of the person who signed for the package right on your computer screen. It's there with the delivery date, time, and address.
Step 3, depress the appropriate numbers on keypad.
UPS signature tracking lets you put proof of deliveries together faster, so you can speed up billing. Sure beats the old way.
Step 4, wait for representative to answer.
He's not listening, is he?
Step 5, say hello.
Ground Overnight International at myups.com. Log on, and you won't want to ship the same old way again.
Can you baffle the broadcasters? Stop by any participating Western Washington KFC store and fill out an entry form with a baseball trivia question. Then listen during Mariner games. If your question's selected and you baffle one of the broadcasters, you win $100 cash, 2 tickets to a 710 Cairo suite, and a $100 Mariner gift certificate.
Hey, friends, experience the greatest baseball week of your life at the Seattle Mariners Fantasy Camp. Play baseball with some of the Mariners' most popular former players and use the same facilities the Mariners do every spring training in beautiful Peoria, Arizona. To register or learn more about the camp, call 206-227-2555. Bottom of the third, Eugene Kingsale leads it off. Here's a bunt, third base line, picked up by Scott Sheldon. His throw to first is in time to get Kingsale. One away and a nice play by third baseman Scott Sheldon. 2-2 tie, 1 out. And here is Ichiro. That number again to call about the Mariners Fantasy Camp is 206-227-2555. Ichiro 0 for 1 is flied out to Magruder in right field. Ichiro with 240 hits. Major League rookie record. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's inside from Rick Kelly. Ball 1. Here's the windup and the 1-0 pitch. In the dirt, bounces in, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. The last player with 241 hits in a season was Babe Kerman of the Brooklyn Dodgers back in 1930. Now it's just incredible the records that the Mariners have broken that have stood for 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years, 90 years in the case of Ichiro breaking Phillips Joe Jackson's rookie record for base hits. Next pitch misses, ball 3, 3-0. Here's the windup and the next offer by Helling. Fastball strike 3-1.
To go along with that, Red Boone, new record, American League record for home runs by a second baseman and RBI.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. Ichiro sends a foul ball out of play off to our left. Full count 3-2. That American League home run record broken by Brett Boone. It was set by Joe Gordon in 1948. Now holds the American League record for runs batted in. Broke Charlie Gallagher's mark that he set back in 1934. 3-2 to Ichiro, swinging a ground ball foul on the third base side. Still 3-2. And this young man from Japan with 7 batting titles over in Japan has done it with a very unique style and flair and excitement. Here's the windup. The 3-2 again, swinging a foul out of play. Still 3-2. Well, there are a number of times this year when the count has gone to 3-2 on Ichiro that, maybe has swung ball for it, but fouled it away, but continues to battle in the count. He puts the ball in play. Doesn't walk that much. Kelling taking a little bit of time. Now he's ready. Here's the windup and the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a ground ball back up the middle. Backhanded by Young, the second baseman. The throw to first, not in time. Another base hit for Ichiro. He is 1 for 2 tonight. Base hit number 241, the most hits since Babe Herman of the Brooklyn Dodgers back in 1930. So Ichiro is tied in the present with the pass.
And he gets another infield base hit. This ball to the backhand of Michael Young. He catches the ball, takes a little running jump step, and tries to make the throw, but Ichiro is already past the bag. Incredible speed, gets out of the box so well.
192nd single for Ichiro. Here's the stretch on a throw to first base as Ichiro gets back. 1 on, 1 away, a 2-2 tie, bottom of the third. And here's Mark McLemore, and let's see if Ichiro takes off. McLemore stolen base in the first inning. Here's the stretch by Rick Elling. The pitch to McLemore, high and outside. Ball 1.
This is a much different ball club without Pudge Rodriguez behind home plate. The Mariners have really had their way with the Texas Rangers on the base pass, stealing 5 bases twice while they were down in Texas last week.
Ichiro again a lead at first base. Elling, the stretch. Here's the pitch. McLemore takes a strike, and the count is now even on Mark at 1-1. Rick Elling's final start of the season, a record of 12-10, 5.11 ERA. Given up a lot of hits this year, 251 hits. More than any pitcher in the American League. Given up the most hits, the most runs, and the most home runs. Here's the stretch and a toss over to first base to get Ichiro back. Allow 36 now, make it 37 home runs. John Overwood with a home run to right field. For John, his 21st of the year. And that tied the game at 2.
Elling has over a 10 ERA against the Seattle Mariners this season. He's 0-1 in his 2 starts this year.
The pitch. Swing and a fly ball deep into the gap in the right center field. Magruder on the run. Can't get there. Ichiro flying around third, heading home. McLemore to third base. Throw in, cut off by Young. Relay to third. Not in time. RBI triple. Mark McLemore scores. Ichiro. Mariners take the lead. 3-2 and a sellout crowd on their feet here at Safeco Field.
Mark McLemore coming in up big again here this evening. Last night in his first game back, had 3 base hits. This time he drives another ball into right center field for a triple. Ichiro scoring easily from first base. Max sliding into third.
Ichiro had a chance to read the ball on its way out to the 1-inch track at right center field. He was flying around the bases. Here's Brett Boone, the infield up close. Pitch to Boone. Swing and a high drive. Straight away center. Back to the track. To the wall. This one is gone. Goodbye baseball. Brett Boone, a home run to straightaway center field with McLemore aboard. Number 36 for Brett Boone. It's now the Mariners 5 and the Texas Rangers 2. Another home run for Brett Boone, a 2-run shot to center. And for Brett Boone, RBIs number 138 and 139, a monster year for Brett Boone.
And that was a monster shot. That ball looked like it was going to take off for the moon. Boone gets a fastball right up out over the plate. And he knows it right away. As soon as he makes contact, this ball is out of the park.
Brett Boone, a 2-run shot. Here's Edgar Martinez, and he takes high and inside, ball 1.
When Boone hits one good, he has that little flip of the bat when he knows it. And he clicked that one right on the money.
5-2, the Mariners lead. Pitch to Edgar, breaking ball for a strike, and it's 1-1. Edgar is 0 for 1. He is flied out to left field. Rick Helling the windup, and the pitch on the way, and Edgar takes the fastball for strike two. 1-2 the count. So this crowd has come alive here in the bottom of the third inning. 3 runs are in, and a 5-2 Mariner lead. Helling the sign, and the 1-2 to Edgar. High and inside. Ball 2, 2-2. Edgar just missed, hitting his 24th home run of the year. A drive that was fouled down the left field line in the first inning. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and a fastball, strike 3. 2 outs. And with that, let's pause for station identification. This is the Mariners Radio Network. Here's John Olerud with 2 outs and nobody on, and he takes a pitch outside from Rick Helling, ball 1. It was John Olerud who tied the game. And 2-2 in the second. Mariners now lead 5-2. The 1-0. Swing and a foul on a play on the third base side. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hey, friends, at Farmers Insurance, their agents make things simple and easy. Isn't that what an agent is supposed to do? Farmers' personal professional agents get you back where you belong. Contact your local Farmers agent today. Here's the pitch. Swing and a fly ball into left center field. On the run, Catalinato reaches up and on the run makes the catch for out number 3. Nice running grab by Frank Catalinato, but the Mariners get 3 runs. RBI triple by McLemore, and a 2-run home run for Brett Boone. We go to the top of the 4th. Mariners 5 and the Rangers 2. It's sale time at your Les Schwab Tire Center. A sale price for every budget. A tire for every need. Passenger and performance tires, pickup, 4x4, SUVs. Your nearby Les Schwab Tire Center is eager and ready to serve. Batteries, custom wheels, shocks. If you're looking for a sale price, Les Schwab's the place.
Before the time you're in Les Schwab's country, Les Schwab's the place with time for you.
And in the categorical context of the beverage, is it bracing energizer, or rather invigorating tonic, or soda, or pop, depending on one's geographical vernacular? I see few options for the consumer. This begs the question, can great taste beget thirst-quenching in the presence of visceral exhilaration? Now, one must concede that when you pop the topical on a Uno Dose of Mountain Dew, throw that chili burn-up down the gate, your John Blaze and the batter tax habit jacks up the haze like a screen door in a citrus tornado, my home skillet. I'm holding strong. I'm the captain of Team Nasty now. Marinated with a home slice, fucked in the Zilio juice. There ain't no Jimmy on the low-low. You got the bottles to say frosted, boosted, bomb, biggity. I'm bottom it. My feeling is tight. You're dealing with the Switzerland. I'm all chin checking that third. I got a bounce rusher. I got to get the burning paper, boy! To paraphrase my point.
Even you, Mountain Dew. The first 3 innings of Seattle Mariners baseball have been brought to you by the Home Depot. Shucks Auto Supply, Fleming's Prime Steakhouse and Wine Bar, North Coast Electric, and by Brewery Fred Budweiser.
It's now the Mariners 5 and the Texas Rangers 2 as we go to the top of the 4th inning, and Rafael Palmeiro will lead it off. Jamie Moyer winds and delivers a curve blown outside, ball 1. Mariners 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd to break up a 2-2 tie. Jamie ready. Here's the pitch. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Looks in, has a sign from Dan. Here's the next offer. Swinging the ground ball foul. Out by the Mariners' first base dugout, and the count is 1-2 on Palmeiro. This guy has really hit well against the Mariners this year again. Batting .340 against Seattle with 9 home runs. And 22 runs batted in. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded out to Olerud at first base. The 1-2 pitch. Low and outside. Not by much.
Palmero lagged time against Jamie Moyer, hitting .277 with 2 home runs.
The outfield split away for Palmero, way off the line at third. David Bell, here's the pitch. Swing and a pop-up into shallow right center field. Coming in, Ichiro calling for it, and he makes the catch. One away. Hey, friends, always on the move, in a hurry. Participating Exxon retailers let you pay right at the pump with Express Pay. One of Exxon's best ways to get you in and out fast so you don't miss important things like Mariners games. You can even listen while you pump your gas, never missing a play. Now that's what I call a helpful sponsor of this broadcast. Mariners lead the Rangers 5-2. Here's designated hitter Ruben Sierra. Switch hitter batting from the right side. The pitch by Moyer. Swinging a drive into left center field and deep. Kingsdale going back to the warning track. Leaps up and he makes the catch! Eugene Kingsdale outruns the baseball. Deep into left center, a step from the wall, made the catch, braced himself, hung on to it. What a catch by Kingsdale, robbing Ruben Sierra. 2 outs for the Rangers here in the 4th. What a play!
Eugene takes a tremendous route to this ball, doesn't waste any steps, and on a full sprint, fully outstretched, makes that catch right with the ball in the web, right in front of the wall out there, and crashes in. Holds on to it. What a tremendous play.
Outstanding 2 away. Here's center fielder Gabe Kapler. The windup and the pitch. Swung on. Ground ball into the hole. It's short right there. David Bell. Toss across. Got him. And it's the 1-2-3. Top of the 4th inning. Outstanding glove work all year long for the Mariners. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Mariners 5 and the Rangers 2. Well, we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. The Mariners lead Texas by a score of 5-2, and Stan Javier will lead things off. Time for the Farmers Friendly Review update, sponsored by your Farmers Insurance Agents of Washington. Rangers led by a score of 2-1. Here's the pitch to Javier, and it's high for ball 1. Mariners got a run in the 1st. Had an infield out by Brett Boone. That scored Mark McLemore. Then the Mariners trailed 2-1. Texas getting their 2 runs in the top half of the 2nd. Rick Helling delivers. Swinging a fly ball lifted to straightaway center by Javier. Right there is Gabe Kapler. And Kapler makes the catch. 1 out for the Mariners here in the 4th. Then the Mariners tied the game with a home run by John Olerud in the bottom half of the 2nd. Mariners took the lead with 3 in the 3rd. RBI triple by Mark McLemore scored Ichiro. And then Brett Boone's out with a 2-run home run to straightaway center field to give the Mariners their 5-2 lead. Great to see Getler Shrimp up here in the press box tonight. Here's the windup, and the pitch on the way to David Bell. Just misses outside, ball one. Good to see Detlef.
I think that's your guy. He should go out and help the Sonics win another championship, huh? What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
Looks like he can still run up and down the court.
Here's the pitch to Bell, swinging a ground ball out to the second baseman, Mike Young. His throw to first is in time to get David Bell so quickly. 2 outs for the Mariners. What done so much in the community during the off season with his golf tournament and his auction. Great start at the University of Washington and for many years in the NBA. One of the good guys in our community.
No doubt. Him and his wife Mary have put so much time and effort into doing and giving of their time and their resources. Heck, he fits right in with the mold of the Seattle Mariners, doesn't he?
He really does. Here's Dan Wilson.
Like this guy, Dan Wilson.
How about Dan? All he's done in the community and everybody in this ball club. Strike the first pitch, and the count is 0-1. So many guys in this ball club give back to this community. Here's the windup and the 0-1 pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball to third, charging Sheldon. He's got it on the run. The throw to first is in time to get Dan Wilson for out number 3. We go to the top of the 5th. Mariners 5 and the Rangers 2.
Baseball fans delight to him, but he didn't get enough baseball. He's 6 innings, and you only need the elite or the elite team. He's playing in October now. Everybody's playing in October, and the Heroes maybe look for November. Yeah, I hope it doesn't last till November, but then again, if the series goes, I believe 6 or 7 games, we will be in November. It's hopefully we'll see father and son present Tim and Tim Raines Jr. Tim Jr. for 81 bases in single A ball. I still remember his father being 71 in the straight version.
Hey, friends, as part of their ongoing commitment to wireless safety, AT&T reminds you that if you must dial your phone in the car, please wait until you come to a complete stop. Wireless from AT&T arrives safely, and remember, stay tuned for the AT&T Wireless Clubhouse report immediately following tonight's game. 5-2, Mariners lead top of the 5th inning, and Chris Magruder leads it off. First pitch by Moyer is a strike, 0-1. The Dodgers lead the Giants 5-0, bottom of the 1st inning at Pac-Bell Park. Giants need a win in that game to stay alive against the Arizona Diamondbacks in the National League West, with 2 games to play after today. Chris Magruder, the young man out of the University of Washington. Here's the stretch and the pitch, and it's outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Barry Bonds is up for the Giants right now at Pac-Bell Park in that game against the Dodgers. We'll keep our eyes on that one. The pitch to him is low. Here's the next offer to Magruder. That's low. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Barry Bonds with 70 home runs. He has tied the Major League record. He swings and sends a fly ball. Barry Bonds, a fly ball deep to right field. It is gone. He hit number 71. How about that? Magruder grounds out to short for 1 out for the Rangers, and Barry Bonds tonight is the new home run champion in Major League Baseball. A home run against the Dodgers in the bottom of the 1st inning. Barry Bonds has just belted number 71. He is mobbed at home plate. He is the all-time home run champion for a single season. He has just hit home run number 71 to break Mark McGwire's record that lasted only 3 years. How about that? Chris Magruder grounds out to short. Here is Scott Sheldon. He takes a strike 0-1. So baseball history tonight in San Francisco, and the Mariners have a chance to make some history tonight here in Seattle.
Unbelievable. Barry Bonds has made some fans very happy out there.
Next pitch. Misses ball 1-1-1. The count on Scott Sheldon. It's going to take a little while for that ball game to get back underway. Barry Bonds is being hugged by his teammates. Number 71 for Barry Bonds tonight at Pac-Bell Park. Here's the lineup and the pitch. Swing and a miss by Scott Sheldon. And the count is 1-2. So just as Chris Magruder bounces out to McLemore at short, Barry Bonds writes a new chapter in the record books at Pac-Bell Park with a 71st home run. Here's a swing and a foul out of play, and the count is still 1-2 on Scott Sheldon. Imagine the lucky fan who came up with that baseball.
Oh, baby. What'd the last one go for?
Going to go for like $3 million. Mark McGwire's 70th home run ball at Busch Stadium.
The value of that ball went like the value of the .coms last year.
Here's the windup and the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Jamie Moyer strikes out Scott Sheldon. 2 outs for the Rangers here in the top half of the fifth, and Jamie Moyer has found a great little groove. He has retired the last 9 batters in a row. 5-2 Mariners lead. They are still celebrating at Pac-Bell Park tonight in San Francisco. Bonds hits number 71. Here's Marcus Jensen. He swings and fouls one on the third base side, 0-1. Barry Bonds still standing out in front of the third base dugout for the Giants in San Francisco, waving to his family. Here's the windup and the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul on the third base line, and the count is 0-2 on Jensen. What a year for Barry Bonds. Babe Ruth's record lasted, 34 years. When Roger Maris broke it in 1961, Maris's record actually lasted longer, 37 years. When McGwire broke it, here's the windup and the pitch to Jensen outside for ball 1, 1-2 strikes. And now the new record falls 3 years after it was set in 1998. Here's the windup and the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul again on the third base side, and the count is still 1-2 to Marcus Jensen. And Val, Barry Bonds didn't waste any time. His first at bat tonight.
Absolutely amazing. 71 home runs. I mean, I never thought anyone would get to 70.
No.
Mark McGwire, that last week of the season, all of a sudden started racking them up. And once he broke and went past Roger Maris's record, and now Barry Bonds, and he still has 3 more days and a full game tonight.
Here's the pitch on the way, and it's outside up by Mustball 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3 years ago, Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa pushed one another. That was great to see those 2 guys, and they both broke Roger Maris's record. Sosa wound up with 66 when Big Mac hit 70. Barry Bonds was all out there by himself, although Sammy Sosa not too far behind. Also, Luis Gonzalez of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And the other part of the equation was the fact that teams really weren't pitching to Barry the last few days, especially in that series in Houston. Next pitch misses, ball 3, full count 3-2. And the amazing thing is the few times that you do get pitched to, you got to do something with it, and he did. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a line drive, base hit into left field for Marcus Jensen. That breaks a string of 9 in a row, retired by Jamie Moyer. 1 out for the Rangers here in the 5th. 2 down. Mariners lead 5-2, and the batter is Frank Catalanato. Hey, Mariner fans, you can help out disaster relief by stopping by your local Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse. All Lowe's locations are accepting donations for the American Red Cross. The Mariners and Lowe's, thank you for helping your fellow Americans. Here's Catalinato. Catalinato is 0 for 2. Here's the stretch and the pitch from Jamie. Low and outside, ball 1. We're in the top half of the 5th. Mariners 5 and the Rangers 2. Mariners looking for the all-time high in wins in American League history. The 1-0 pitch. Low and outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
Rick, it really has been an amazing year in the game of baseball with all of the records that are falling. Barry Bonds, Ricky Henderson just yesterday passing Ty Cobb for the all-time run scored.
We're going to have to do a lot of rearranging at Cooperstown. Here's the pitch on the way. Strike called, and it's 2-1 on Catalinato.
They're going to have to go to the printing presses with all the record books.
Oh, you're not kidding. I mean, Ichiro breaking a record that was held by Shula's Joe Jackson. Ricky Henderson's name on top now of Ty Cobb. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Strike called to the outside corner. 2-2 the count. The Mariners have a chance with 3 more wins to move by the Cubs of 1906. What a year. Jamie from the stretch. They're 2-2. Swing and a foul out of play on the third base side. Still 2-2 on Catalinato. Their friends this season, the Mariners and Avaya, had teamed up for the ultimate double play combination. For every Mariners double play, Avaya donates $100 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. The Mariners thank Avaya for their support of the Avaya double plays program. Here's the next offer. Swing and a foul on the left field side, and it's still 2-2 on Catalinato. Time is called. Catcher Dan Wilson out to the mound. They have a talk with Jamie. What are they talking about right here, Val?
Jamie with the 2-2 count on Catalinato. Catalinato, one of the better hitters on this Texas Ranger ball club. Been fouling off some good pitches.
Dan back behind home plate. 1-2 away. Here's the stretch again. The 2-2. Swinging a high fly ball into right field. Ichiro going back near the warning track. He's there, and he makes the catch for out number 3. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Our score, it's the Mariners 5 and the Texas Rangers 2. We'll be back after this word from AT&T Wireless, the official telecommunications provider of the Seattle Mariners.
I love baseball. The smell of the grass, the taste of the beer, hey, even the long hot dog line, especially the fans. There's nothing I like more than rooting for my club with thousands of other diehard baseball fanatics. But look around, this place is a ghost town. I know we're up 10-2 in the 8th, but it's not over till it's over, right? And I realize everyone just wants to beat the traffic. And that's why I brought my wireless, internet-ready phone. AT&T Digital PocketNet. Get free unlimited access to featured wireless websites on an internet-ready phone without using your calling point minutes. So you can get directions, trade stocks, and check scores right from your seat. You see, with access to the wireless internet, it's easy for me to find a shortcut out of the park. That way, I can see the last pitch and still get home in time for the post-game show. Call 1-800-IMAGINE for your nearest AT&T store or authorized dealer. AT&T Wireless, your world close at hand.
Annual contract required. Domestic calls only. Credit card calls excluded. Other restrictions apply. Not available for purchase or use in all areas.
Play Safeway $1 Million Baseball Magic. If a Mariner hits in the cycle, you can win $1 million. Or if any Mariner gets 4 hits in the game, you can win free groceries for a year up to $5,200 in value. And there's a great grand prize from T-Fowl's Appliances. Shop at your participating Safeway store today.
Put on your game face and get out your lucky nickel and play the $10 Super Spectacular, the new scratch game from the Washington State Lottery. Official odds are 1 in 1.43. Be a smart player. Know your limit.
Well, good evening, everybody. How are you? Dave Niehaus with you now as we move into the bottom half of the 5th inning. And as we do so, the Mariners with the 5-2 lead. And another historic night in baseball. Even if the Mariners win tonight, they'll probably be a footnote as they were this morning because of this right here. Well,
they're standing 4, 5, maybe 6 deep on the right field wall. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Bond swings it.
Say one thing, number 70 down in Houston last night, number 71 tonight in San Francisco. Nothing cheap about those two babies, Red. Those were monsters. That was into the upper deck, didn't quite make it out to McCovey Cove. You got to pull it over the right field fence. That was deep right center field.
Yeah, well, it's 420 feet back there in the corner, and he hit that ball back up into where those people are standing. He crushed it.
Eugene Kingfield has made an outstanding catch in center field, and the count has gone 2 balls and 1 strike to him from Rick Helen.
You know, he had to hit that ball close to 450 feet out there into right center field.
The 2-1 pitch by Helling to Kingfield, swung on, ground ball hit to second, and Mike Young has it and throws to first in time. So one away here in the 5th inning, and that'll bring up Ichiro. For every RBI recorded by Maryland, Sully's Coffee donates $100 to Child Haven's Capital Campaign. Child Haven is rebuilding its Broadway facility that's been serving the abused and neglected children of King County since 1909. Find out how you can help. Log on to childhaven.org or tullys.com. A strike to Ichiro, the first pitch here in the 5th inning. And Rick Helling into his wind, and the 0-1 pitch on the way to Ichiro, low and outside, and the count of a ball and a strike. Ichiro was his 241st hit. More hits than any man in 71 years in baseball. The pitch swing and a line drive foul off the third base side. Out of play. Also Ichiro, now of course only 1 game away from tying the Major League record for games hit in. He's hit in 134 games. Here comes the wind and the 1-2 pitch on the way to Ichiro, and it's a little bit outside ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So he goes after Hornsby, Chuck Klein, Wade Boggs, and Derek Jeter tomorrow. Here comes the 2-2 delivery on the way, and a swing and a miss. He struck him out that time. So Helling, since giving up the home run to Boone in dead center field, has retired 9 in a row. Make it 7 in a row. 7 in a row since the home run by Boone. Here's Mark McLemore. Triple M to the gap. To score Ichiro. 45,333, the 57th sellout this year here tonight. The Mariners going over the 3,400,000 mark. Up and in. Ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to count on Mark McLemore. And Helling into his motion. The pitch down outside. Helling has given up more runs, more earned runs, and more home runs than anybody in the league. With the 2 home runs tonight, he's given up 38 on the year. This is his final start. The 2-1 pitch on the way. And low and away this time, ball 3, 3-1.
You know, Dave, with McLemore out a few games like that, with that tender knee that he has, that might have been that little extra rest that he has been needing. And right now, he looks awfully quick and fresh up there at the plate.
3-1 pitch is a strike, and the count full, 3-2. Now Helling back with the payoff on the way.
swung on, ground ball hit the Young at second base, and Mike will throw him out. So here in the fifth inning, 3 up and 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And as we go to the sixth, it's still the Mariners 5 and the Rangers 2. Second baseman Mike Young leads it off and takes a Moyer breaking ball for a strike as we are underway here in the sixth inning. Young and then A-Rod and then Raffy Palmero and the delivery on the way. Young takes outside the count at a ball and a strike. The Dodgers, however, despite the home run, the historic home run by Bonds, lead the Giants. The Dodgers win that ball game. It's all over in the West because Arizona has won tonight. The pitch. The change is down low and outside ball 2. 2-1 the count. Albie Lopez pitched a 3-hitter and shut out Milwaukee 5-0 in Milwaukee tonight. The 2-1 pitch on the way, swing and a high pop out of play. Off to the right. In San Francisco, the Dodgers scored 5 in the first. They've tacked on 1 more. And now the left-handers wind, and the 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a pop foul backing out of play. Sean Estes chased in the first inning. Mark Gardner taking over. Chan Ho Park is the man that gave up the historic number 71. Moyer into that black glove, and the lefty's 2-2 pitch on the way. A little low and outside a change. Ball 3-2. No action in the bullpen at the present time, but Moyer probably on a pitch count of about 100, 105. The 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out on a change. For Mike Young, down on strike as we pause for station identification on the Seattle Mariners Radio Network. A-Rod tonight has struck out looking, and he's grounded out to short, and he swings and fouls it straight back up against the screen. You're looking for a bank that gives you the rewards that you know you deserve? Right, Wells Fargo. Talk with the Wells Fargo banker about how you can reap the rewards of their free checking and free online banking account. Wells Fargo, #1 leader in online banking. The pitch to Alex, inside, 1-1. How long do you think 71's going to last, Red?
Oh, let's see. Roof's record lasted for quite a while, and McGuire's lasted for 3 years. I don't know, Bonds may hit 75 next year.
Line drive by Alex, right to third baseman David Bell. 2 down.
Juan Gonzalez, Sosa.
You know what? Sammy Sosa may get off to a great start, and who knows? Maybe he'll break Barry Bonds' record. Bonds hadn't even hit 50.
I know it.
Year. And Sosa's hit 63 times now.
You know what? He's hit that, and he hadn't won a batting title yet, or a home run title yet.
Right. Here's Rafi Palmeiro now, speaking of home runs. He's the author of 446 of them. And sends a ground ball to Olerud at first base, and an easy inning as Olerud underhands to Moyer, covering over at first base. Here in the 6th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. The Mariners continue to lead it by a score of 5-2. We'll be back after this word from our game day sponsor, Primera Blue Cross.
Imagine being 12 years old and in a hospital bed. Then, one morning, you get a visit from a major league pitcher and a big, furry moose. You talk, you laugh, you even get an autograph. It's a prescription that works wonders. Primera Blue Cross is proud to sponsor the Mariners Get Well Tour. Personal visits by Mariners players to hundreds of kids in hospitals across Washington state. Primera Blue Cross. We're here. We're with you. Primera Blue Cross is an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
It's time for another 76 pit crew tryout.
A magician.
So you're a magician.
Is this your inch? Now with these beautiful flowers.
Yeah, tell me why you want to join a real NASCAR pit crew.
Why, what's this in my pocket? Could this be your stopwatch?
Oh, this is not going to work.
No, wait. Ever since I was a small boy, I used to be in the pit crew. To fix cars, change tires, seal up with 76, the official fuel of NASCAR.
You know about 76 with Pro Power?
Of course. It's clean burning, less hesitation, smooth acceleration for more powerful performance. Look in my ear. Could this be your stopwatch?
Yeah, okay. Well, when that race car pulls into the pits, I want you to change all the tires.
Very well.
Yeah, where are the tires?
Disappear.
Yeah, but where are they?
I can't tell you.
Mr. Gonzalez in the RBI chase. He has 3, he has 140. The Indians got shut out by Toronto 5-0. So Brett Boone is tied with Juan Gonzalez, and he will lead it off here in the bottom half of the 6th, and Boone backs away from the pitch inside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. This is our Taco Del Mar home run inning. Kerry Stolberg from Gig Harbor. As predicted, the Mariners will hit a home run here in the 6th. Here's the 1-0. Boone takes a little outside. Jesper is being selected. All contestants receive a certificate from Taco Del Mar. And the 2-0 pitch on the way, swung on, and a ground ball 2 hopper hit to Alex. And Rodriguez is throw to first, and Boone is out, 1 away. Edgar Martinez is the winner here this weekend, right? That cruise, the Grand Prize, the cruise to Mexico from Holland American, Alaska Airlines. Still got time to enter. Taco Del Mar, that's the place to enter. Kerry Stolberg from Gig Harbor, our contestant here in the 6th. Here's Edgar. Now the wind and the pitch to Edgar Martinez. Swing and a miss. Selling has really settled down. Big kid out of Stanford and Devil's Lake, North Dakota. Here's the 0-1 on the way. Edgar takes outside. Ball into strike. And the 1-1 by the big right-hander. Edgar takes it a little bit outside. 45,000
333. And the 2-1 on the way to Edgar. Swing and a miss. 2 out in front of the chain. The 2-2 pitch to Edgar. A little outside. Greg Gibson is the man calling balls and strikes tonight. He and David Demuth, the named to work the American League Division Series. They're going to work games 3 and 4. Here's the 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Edgar Martinez is down on strike. So 2 away and 10 in a row. Big tire. 4th strikeout for Rick Ellen. John Oliver got the Mariners on the board in the 2nd inning with a leadoff home run. His 21st of the year. And Helling has lined his pitch. He is in quite a groove right now. Sends in a breaking ball right on the inside corner. 1-1. And the 0-1 pitch to John. Up. Overwood with that home run. Sending the hitting streak to 10 games. And the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and pops up into shallow left center field. A chance to die and drop. It does. For a base hit. So Olerud thumbs one off the handle of the bat into no man's land over Alex Rodriguez in front of Kapler and Catalanado. And he's aboard, and Sam Javier will be the hitter. Javier, who only yesterday had quite an ordeal in the dentist chair. The dentist chair for 4 or 5 hours, I'm told. The root canal job, the fastball is striked across the letters, 0-1. Back in the lineup tonight. We'll be with you tomorrow at 5:30 for the pregame show, 4:30 for the Mariners Saturday magazine. And the pitch. Swing and a foul straight back. And the count 0-2. Wood anchored over at first base, a cautious lead. And the 0-2 to Stanley, and outside and high, a ball and 2 strikes. Oakland going after their 100th victory. They're leading Anaheim 4-1 in the 6th inning. Down in Anaheim. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and a ground ball hit to Young, who's been a busy man out there at second base, and he throws out Stan Javier. Here in the 6th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. The Mariners still leading at 5-2 in time for the Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse baseball history question. Heartbreaker for the Mariners on this date, 97. Ron Fairley will have the story right after this timeout.
My name's Adam Stone, and I'm a sports writer for the Metropolitan Tribune. I'm what they call a beat writer. That means I spend a lot of time on the road thinking of funny anecdotes about our city's beloved boys of summer. A lot of time on the road. 81 away games to be exact.
Now it's even easier to stay connected to those you care about the most. AT&T Digital One rates. No domestic roaming or domestic wireless long-distance charges.
Yo, heads up! I got it! Whoa! It can really be lonely on these trips. I mean, the guys are great. Nice catch, Jimmy, buddy. But I can't sleep at night without calling home and saying hi to my dog, Backstop. No matter where I am, he's always there to catch all my calls.
To find out more, visit your local AT&T store or call 1-800-IMAGINE. And remember, it's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt. AT&T Wireless,
Your world close at hand.
Annual contract required. Domestic calls only. Credit card calls excluded. Other restrictions apply.
If you love a cheeseburger, then you'll love the Cheeseburger Lover all this month at the participating Dairy Queen. 2 single cheeseburgers, $2. 2 double cheeseburgers, just $3. And all cooked Dairy Queen style. Big, juicy, and cheese melted just right. Stop by your Western Washington Dairy Queen for the Cheeseburger Lover. Hurry before this offer is out of here.
This portion of the Seattle Mariners game has been brought to you by Speedy Auto and Window Glass, Sterling Savings Bank,
There's 2. Double play.
your local train dealers, and by Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse. This is the home of the Mariners.
Well, we go to the 7th inning with the Mariners leading by a score of 5-2 as Jamie Moyer goes back to the mound for another inning of work. He'll be facing Sierra, Kapler, and Magruder here in the 7th inning. Moyer winds, and the pitch on the way, swung on and popped up a mile high into shallow left field. Back goes McLemore. Coming in is Javier, and it is Javier that makes the play. Tonight, Ruben Sierra has seen only 3 pitches, and he is 1 for 3 in the game, and the batter will be the center fielder, Gabe Kapler. Well, here's the answer to tonight's Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse question. The Mariners' second trip to the playoffs ended on this day in 1997. Playing the Baltimore Orioles in the divisional series, and the Mariners needed a win to stay alive. And Randy Johnson and Mike Musino hooked up in a true pitcher's duel. But sadly, Seattle came up short, losing 3-1 to Mike Musino, and thus were knocked from the postseason party. The next pitch is a ground ball down third and picked up by Bell, and thrown out at first base is Gabe Kapler as he tried to lay one down. And coming in very quickly was David Bell, and he threw out Kapler. So quickly, 2 men out, and defense is another fine performance by the Mariners here this evening. Bell with a good play, and of course earlier we saw Kingsale run the ball down in center field like Mike Cameron has done all year long. A very close play at first base, but nevertheless Kapler was out. So quickly, 2 men gone. And the batter will be the right fielder, Chris Magruder. Magruder 1 for 2 in the game with an RBI back in the 2nd inning. And the first pitch is down low, 1 ball and no strike. Just a reminder that for the latest information on the Mariners, be sure to log on to SeattleMariners.com for the best place to pick up the scores and all the stats. Here's the next pitch, and that misses ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. You pick up the latest stats, news, and all the latest happenings with the team. SeattleMariners.com. Connect with it. Count of 2 balls and no strikes to Chris Magruder, a young man that makes his home in Yakima. Here's the pitch on the way, and a fastball is down low and outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Young man that played for the Huskies a few years ago. 2nd-round draft pick for the Giants back in 1998. Pitch on the way, and the 3-0 pitch is right in there for a strike, and it's now 3-1. Mariners leading by a score of 5-2 as we go here in the 7th inning. Jamie Moyer going after his 20th victory of the year. Snapped a 10-game winning streak his last outing. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and a strike call right around the knees, 3-1. Moyer lost his last outing 8-4 to the A's, as he went 6 in the 3rd innings, but tonight, boy, he is really sharp. 3 balls and 2 strikes now, as Moyer starts his windup, and the left-hander's 3-2 pitch is swung on and popped up into right center field. Over is Ichiro, over is Kingsale, and it's Ichiro that makes the play. It's another easy 1-2-3 inning for Moyer, and after 6.5, the Mariners lead it by a score of 5-2. The 7th inning stretch is brought to you by Alaska Airlines and Horizon Air. Go to AlaskaAir.com or HorizonAir.com for frequent updates and the latest in-travel information. We'll be back after this timeout.
Louis, I was just thinking.
You're a thinker, Clark.
How long did it take for us to prepare for the Clark and Lewis expedition?
Oh, I don't know, about a year.
Try 13 months. You know how long it takes to plan a trip on HorizonAir.com?
Total staff, not 13 months.
Like that.
You want to book a flight or plan a vacation, you get on your computer, you go to horizonair.com, pick where you want to go, and boom, it's done.
Well, it was Horizon Air in the early 1800s.
Yeah, funny, Louis. I'm trying to enlighten you to the wonders of modern technology.
Pork, we didn't even have the word technology back then.
Yes, we did. No, we did. In fact, I was considered very high-tech for the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even then, my data was always backed up.
And yet you blamed it on your horse.
Log on to horizonair.com for special web-only fare specials to cities throughout the West. And now at horizonair.com, you can shop and buy vacation packages to Disneyland, Mexico, and Canada. Horizon Air for 20 years, wings of the great Northwest.
If only your house could talk, what would it say?
Wow, my first spring. Is this when I'm supposed to get a garden? I think I saw the neighbor putting some stuff in the ground.
Now is the best time to get to Lowe's, because we have certified nursery specialists who will help you get that garden started.
I hope I get some poppies or some calla lilies. Aren't they supposed to get my flowers now in the spring?
Lowe's has a wide variety of shrubs, trees, and flowers you won't find anywhere else. And every plant is guaranteed to last for a full year.
My front yard needs some color. Maybe a little rock garden by the mailbox.
We'll even help you with the finishing touches, like paving stones or decorative planters. And at Lowe's, our prices can't be beat. We guarantee it. If you find the same item anywhere else for less, we'll not only match it, we'll beat it by 10%.
Now I'm all ready for my first spring shower.
So come to Lowe's and let us help your house tell the story of who you really are. Lowe's, improving home improvement. See store for details.
Singing, and I believe you know the song. Mariners lead it by a score of 5-2 as we go here in the Mariner half of the seventh inning, and it will be David Bell, Dan Wilson, and Eugene Kingsale to be facing right-hander Rick Helling. Helling has retired 11 of the last 12 batters that he has faced. Bell, looking for his first hit, has bounced out twice to second base. And the pitch on the way, breaking ball in there for strike one. So Helling starting Bell off with a breaking ball. First time that Bell has been back in the lineup in a while. The last time he played was back on September the 10th. The 0-1 pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss by David Bell, and the count is 0-2. It only figures that being out this long, that Bell's timing may be off just a little bit, as Lou is trying to get everybody back in the game and get them sharp and ready for the playoffs. Helling, with his feet far apart, now starts his windup, and the 0-2 pitch is down a bit low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. An interesting note on the playoffs, since they're going to be all day games. If you look what the Cleveland Indians were this year in day games and compare that to that of the Mariners, the 1-2 pitch, and it's in the dirt and gets away from the catcher. 2 balls and 2 strikes. In day games this year, the Indians were under the 500 mark. They were 22-25, while the Mariners were very good in day games, 37-12. So that means anything, then the Mariners have the advantage in those games. Pitch on the way, and a ground ball right back up the middle on into center field, and David Bell is 1 for 3. A leadoff single here in the seventh inning by Bell, and that'll bring up the catcher, Dan Wilson. Just a reminder that Farmers Insurance can help you get things back the way they once were. Contact your local Farmers Insurance agent for the coverage that's right for you. Remember, Farmers get you back where you belong. So here is Dan Wilson as he checks in at third base with third base coach Dan Myers. And let's see how Lou Piniella decides to play it here, to see if maybe Dan Wilson might be trying to sacrifice Bell down to second base. Helling comes set. Dan Wilson swings at the pitch and fouls it straight back. Also, we'd like to remind you once again, all you great Mariner fans that will be attending the playoff games, that Major League Baseball has announced the starting of the games, and of course games on Tuesday and Thursday are going to be afternoon games starting at 1 p.m. But because of the security at Safeco Field, And it's all of the postseason ballparks. Next pitch is fouled back out of play, and it's 0-2 to Dan Wilson. That security will be increased for those postseason games. And just as a reminder, no backpacks or large bags will be allowed. And fans with the bags must return them to their vehicle. So please keep that in mind when you come to Safeco Field. Helling ready. Here's the pitch on the way, and Dan swings and fouls that pitch back out of play, and the count remains at 0-2. So keep that in mind when you come to the ballpark. No backpacks or large bags will be allowed. And if you do bring them, they'll ask you to take them back to your car. That's all. Count of 0-2. Dan looking for his first hit tonight, as the next pitch goes high and inside and has Wilson leaning back out of the way. 5-2 Mariners, and we go here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Wilson has lined out to third, and he's bounced out to third. 0-2. Helling with a glance over his shoulder at first, now works the plate with a fastball again high and inside. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Helling making his 34th start of the year. This is his 4th start against the Mariners. Has a record of 0-1. He has been a workhorse for the Rangers for the last several years. The 2-2 pitch to Dan is hit fouled on the right field line. Helling once again with another season of over 200 innings of work. And you can't say enough for guys that go out there and are able to work those numbers of innings. And granted, it has not been the kind of year that Helling would like to have, leading the league in hits, home runs, and runs allowed. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and Dan swings through a high fastball, and down he goes. Strikeout number 5. Out number 1 here in the inning. And here is the center fielder, Eugene Kingsale, as he'll get a nice hand. Kingsale is 0-2. He is grounded to third, he's grounded to second. But what a play that he made earlier in the ball game, taking an extra base hit away from Ruben Sierra back in the 4th inning. Helling ready. Checks the runner at first base, now works the plate with a fastball that's high, 1 ball and no strike. Bringing you up to date in that Dodgers-San Francisco game, it is in the 3rd inning. And the Dodgers are leading by a score of 6-4. So the Giants have come up with 3 runs. And the lead is now down to 2. Helling again ready. There goes Bell. The pitch is swung on and popped up. And back out of play off to our left. 1 ball and 1 strike to Kingsale. Keep in mind that the Arizona Diamondbacks have won tonight. And they are, well, if the Giants lose, then the Arizona Diamondbacks are going to be in the playoffs. The Giants have to win that game against the Dodgers and stay 2 games behind Arizona. Helling again ready. Pitch on the way, and it's swung on, a shot on 1 hop to Palmeiro, who has it, goes to Alex for 1, back to Palmeiro. A 3-6-3 double play turned very nicely by the veteran Rafael Palmeiro, and that takes care of the Mariners in their half of the 7th inning. So 2 7 innings of play. Mariners are holding on to their 5-2 lead. Mariners go to the 8th inning, and they lead by a score of 5-2. And in the ballgame now, taking over for Jamie Moyer is left-handed pitcher Arthur Rhodes. He will come in and work the 8th inning. And to bring you the play-by-play once again, here's Dave.
Thank you, Red. I don't want to predispose this game as a Mariner victory yet, but if they do win this ball game, of course, they become the winningest club in the 100-year history of the American League with 115 victories, and then right in their sights, the 1906 Cubs. They'll have 2 shots at the Cubs if they win tonight to either tie them or go ahead of them. And the 1906 Cubs were the Tinkers to Evers to Chance Chicago Cubs. Here is Scott Sheldon now against the left-hander Arthur Rhodes, taking over on the mound, and Rhodes' first pitch is hit deep, foul down the right field line, back into the crowd. But the famous poem, Tinkers to Evers to Chance, was written by a New York Evening Mail writer by the name of Franklin T. Adams in 1912. And the 0-1 pitch on the way is a little bit low and inside. He published the poem that turned out to be one of the most famous verses in baseball history. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a foul at the plate. Under the title of Baseball's Sad Lexicon. And the poems or the work's popularity key to the election of Joe Tinker, Johnny Evers, and Frank Chance to the Hall of Fame. Here comes the stretch. The 1-2 delivery on the way to Sheldon, hit foul back and out of play. In fact, not one of the trio ever led the National League in double plays for his position. But the poem grabbed the fancy of the public. Here comes the 1-2 on the way again, swing and a miss. Down on strike goes Scott Sheldon. The poem goes like this. These are the saddest of possible words. Tinker to Evers to Chance. Trio of Bear Cubs and fleeter than birds, Tinker and Evers and Chance. Ruthlessly picking our gonfalon bubble, making a giant hit into a double. Words that are heavy with nothing but trouble. Tinker to Evers to Chance. There's a fly ball by Marcus Jensen into Eugene Kingsale's glove in deep left center field. So 2 away here in the 8th inning. And those are the Cubs after whom the Mariners have the scent if they win this game. Tomorrow night, going after the 1906 Tinker to Evers to Chance Cubs. Frank Chance was the first baseman, and he was the manager of that ball club. Here's Frank Catalanato on the pitch to Catalanato. The fastball is outside. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. And now the left-hander ready and the 1-0 pitch on the way. That fastball is a little low and outside. Ball 2. 2-0 the count. What a weekend for those of you who have tickets to this 4-game series. And now the southpaw set. The 2-0 pitch on the way. That's right down the middle. 2-1. Dodgers 8, Giants 4 in the 3rd. And now the southpaw's 2-1 pitch on the way. Low and outside. 4:30. The magazine show. Looking forward to Brad Perkins' piece. Do every week, especially this week. He's going to have a season wrap-up. What a job he's got. A delightful job. The 3-1 pitch on the way, and the fastball swung on. Fly ball hit into left center field. And there's Eugene Kingsdale, and the Mariners are 3 outs away from becoming the winningest team in American League history. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the bottom half of the 8th. Mariners 5, Rangers 2. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Seattle Mariners Radio Network. Here is Ichiro to lead it off, and Ichiro has just popped it up into shallow left field, going out A-Rod. He is there behind third, and he makes the catch. So Ichiro on 1 pitch is down. And we have news from San Francisco. Barry Bonds has done it again. He has hit his 72nd home run of the year. This one, a fly ball into the seats in left field, a sliced, we understand, wind-aided fly ball. The historic number 71 was a bomb. Here is Mark McLemore, and the pitch on the way to Mack, and it's down low and inside. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Turning around, watching Bond's home run that just barely got into the seats. Number 72. The pitch swung on. Fly ball hits to deep center field. Kapler goes back, way back, and he falls down. It's behind him. McLemore's got a shot at it inside the park. Home run. He's the third base. He'll pull up there. So Mark McLemore put on the brakes between second and third. But had it been going full bore, I might have tried it.
Well, I tell you what, Kapler got up pretty quick and got the ball back to the infield, and McLemore, as he rounded second base, was looking out there in the outfield to see what his chances were, and decided that, well, they weren't that good. So he kind of slowed down.
Second triple of the ball game for Mark McLemore.
Yeah, and it looked like Kapler had a rough time gauging that ball because Kapler went on his hip pocket. The ball didn't land that far from him.
Well, Brett Boone now with a chance to take over the RBI leadership in the league with a runner down there at third.
And you know what? Boone was telling McLemore, hold up at third. Don't go. Don't try to score. I want to drive you in.
A lot of people think the catcher gives number signs to the pitcher to suggest what the next pitch should be. Really, the catcher, of course, making some suggestions for the pitcher's next lotto ticket. The Washington State Lottery. Big jackpot is a whole lot of money. So who wouldn't want to win? The infield is up, and here comes the pitch to Boone on the way, and it's outside ball 1. 1 ball and No strikes to count. Booney with 3 RBIs to give him 140. Dead even with Juan Gonzalez. And now the right-hander ready, and the 1-0 pitch on the way to Boone. Very high, 2-0. You know what? That's the one I think Boone really wants. He wants the RBI championship.
Boone wants a lot of things.
He's going to get a lot of things next year, boy. The 2-0 pitch. Slider for a strike on the outside corner, 2-1. On the Mariner All-Star second baseman. Infield up all the way around. And Helling with the 2-1 pitch. Boone takes way low and outside, ball 3-1. Now the right-hander with the 3-1 pitch to Brett Boone, and it's very high, walking ball 4. So didn't give him much of a chance to drive in a run here. Edgar Martinez will have the chance, however. Brent's home run savings time at Brooks Chevrolet in Bellevue was huge. Model year-end discount. If indeed it doesn't get any better than 0% financing, and discount up to $10,000 off original MSRP. Brooks has done it one more time. Brooks Chevrolet on Bellevue, Colorado Road. Did I see number 72 bounce back into the outfield?
Oh, I don't think so.
Really? It stayed in the stands?
I think so.
I thought I saw it come back out on
Well,
the
you might have been right. I was looking just to see the ball that went in there, that's all.
Here's Edgar Martinez in the pitch. The Martinez swung on and a high fly ball hit into right center field. Chris Magruder is there, tagging at third, McLemore. Here he comes. Magruder's throw to the plate is not going to be in time. Throw to second base, not in time to get Boone. And the Mariners lead it 6-2. Edgar Martinez's sacrifice fly. His 116th RBI of the year. And they're beginning to go a little wacko here at Safeco Field. With the Mariners a nice 4-run lead and 3 outs away from the all-time American League record for wins in a year. They're going to walk John Olerud with first base there for the taking, open, and pitch to Stan Javier. So an intentional base on balls to Olerud. Looking out in the bullpen, there's a left-hander out there, Juan Moreno, who's ready to come into the ballgame. Get another look at Bond's home run, and yes, it did come back onto the warning track out there. And it was picked up, I guess, by a Dodger outfielder. You going to give that to Bonds, you're going to get a couple $1 million for it.
Depends on who's playing center field. They may already
the Dodger catching a giant home run. Come on now. You going to go present that to him? That may be the most historic home run in the history of the game. He doesn't hit anymore.
I think I'd keep it in my pocket for a while.
Here's Stan Javier. And the pitch on the way to Javier, and it's down low and inside ball 1. 1 ball and no strike. Of course, that'll probably be good only for another 45 minutes or so.
Oh, I know it. He has 2 more games.
I know. 1-0 the count on Javier. And the 1-0 pitch on the way, and it swung on and popped high and out of play off the third base side.
Javier hitting better from the right side of the plate than the left side of the plate. A .282 hitter batting left-handed, and batting right-handed, batting .341 coming into the game.
And now the right-hander is ready, and the 1-1 delivery on the way. Swung on and fouled off the third base side, back into the lower deck. A ball and 2 strikes. 2 on, 2 out, 1 in, 6-2 Mariners. And the 1-2 pitch to Javier on the way. Swung on, ground ball 2 hopper, hit to A-Rod. Alex goes to second base, and that will be the 8th inning for the Mariners. They tack on 1 more. So here in the 8th, 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. At the end of 8, the Mariners 6, the Rangers 2. Kazuhiro Sasaki, who had an interesting save on Wednesday night, will take over on the mound. Meanwhile, down at Tack Bell Ballpark, we've been talking about it. Here is what number 72 sounded like. Here's the pitch. Bonds it to high drive. Center field. It's put his way back. And it is ahead. He's done it again. Number 72. I believe that's Ted Robinson, isn't it? It might have been. But 72 home runs in a season. Of course, I'm still marveling over hitting 70 home runs in a season, but 72 is new Major League record, and congratulations to Barry Bonds. So, Time Machine Kazuhiro Sasaki will take over on the mound now. You'll have Mike Young, A-Rod, and Rafael Palmeiro, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, trying to protect a 4-run lead here. So the save is not on the platter in this particular situation tonight for Kaz. All he is asked to do is to take the Mariners right straight to the history book.
David, talking with Lou Piniella down in Anaheim, he wanted to get Kaz some work, and he had a meeting with Kazuhiro to find out how many innings does he want to pitch between now and the end of the season to get ready for the playoffs.
Here's Mike Young, and Kaz's pitch to Young, swung on, fly ball hit to left field, and drifting back Javier, and there's 1 out. And with 1 down, A-Rod will be the hitter.
So we might see Kazuhiro pitch in maybe the next couple of games and then have a day off and get ready for the playoffs. But I think Lou is going to leave that up to Sasaki to figure out which games and how many innings he wants to work.
And now the right-hander ready, and the pitch on the way to Alex. It's low and outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to count, and everyone staying around to watch history. develop before their very eyes here tonight. The 1-0 to Alex Rodriguez on the way by Kaz. And a swing and a miss from the count of the ball and a strike. Denny Stark and bullpen tomorrow for the Mariners. Remember, 5:30 pregame, 4:30 magazine. Doug Davis, the left-hander, for Texas tomorrow. The 1-1 delivery on the way, low and inside, 2-1. Also in the magazine tomorrow, Freddie Garcia will be in the kid zone with Rick. Ryan Prowett will have a feature on Dan Javier's retirement. The 2-1 delivery on the way. Swung on, popped up. Second baseman Brett Boone points to on-rushing Ichiro, and he makes the catch, and Kazuhiro Sasaki is 1 out away from taking the Mariners to a new level for American League teams to face in the future. 2 down, and everybody is up. Rafi Palmeiro is 0 for 3. The Mariners 1 out away. And now the right-hander is set, and the delivery on the way, and it's inside the low and all the way to the backstop to Palmeiro, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander Sasaki is 1-0 on the way to Palmeiro, and it's taken a little bit outside. And outside, ball 2. 2-0. Sasaki says okay. And the 2-0 on the way to Rafael Palmeiro, swung on and fouled right back below us. 2-1. The Mariners are 1 strike away. A crowd of 45,333 up with that rhythmic applause. The right-hander, Sasaki, is set. And the 2-2 pitch on the way to Palmeiro, and it's swung on and a fly ball to left field. Javier catches 1 for the history book. The Mariners have 1 more game than anybody in the history of the 100-year-old American League. That's number 115, and Messrs. Tinker, Evers, and Chance, you are up next. My, oh my, what an unbelievable year. The Mariners knock off the Texas Rangers by a score of 6-2 tonight, and we'll be right back.